Hey winners, welcome and welcome back to this channel. I'm Wini Boansi. Please make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the bell icon if you haven't already done so. I'm filming right by my window and the sunlight is peeping in and out, so if there's like weird patterns on my face at some point, please do ignore. I've got my notepad right here. Today we're going to talk about the 4 things that my locks have taught me this year. So if this is the first time that you're watching a video of mine, I've had my locks since 2011. Since 2011, I do believe I've cut my locks short on 2 separate occasions. At present, this is the longest that I've had my locks. So some of them have started to touch like the top of my bum right now. They're not heavy at all. Like a lot of people tend to ask me, are your locks heavy? Especially my mom. And I'm like, no, my locks aren't heavy. The only time that my locks do feel heavy though is when I've just washed it, and obviously because my hair takes up, like it soaks in a lot of water, then it can feel a little bit heavy. But apart from that, yeah, my locks feel pretty light. So anyway, my first point is that stress can really affect your locks. So I recently moved into my own little flat earlier on this summer, and the lead up to it was a very stressful process because a lot of things needed to be done in my property. Like there was no flooring, the walls were just an absolute mess. It was stressful. Like all of my off days, my weekends, I wasn't sleeping. I was so anxious. I was like going back and forth all the time, and financially it was really expensive. So all the stress resulted in my locks starting to completely thin out. At the time as well, I need to mention that my diet was all over the place. I was probably eating maybe once a day, if even that. But yeah, my locks showed me a nasty surprise, and they started to thin out. So it really kind of made me aware that stressing, we all know that stressing is not, for example, good for your health. It can affect your sleep and stuff, but it can also affect your hair. And if I'm gonna link a few of the videos where I was sharing about my hair thinning out, pop it somewhere here. Yeah, it's not a nice feeling. So since then, I have tried my best to stress less. My diet's been good, I've been having my vitamins, I have been staying hydrated, and at the moment, my locks appear to really be thanking me, and I hope it continues. The second point is that less is really more. So this year, prior to my last retwist, I had a retwist at time of filming Weekend, was it Weekend Just Gone? Might have been, can't remember at this point. But anytime I was getting my locks retwisted, I was also getting it styled. And sometimes I'd keep the styling for a long time. So for example, if I was doing rope twists, I could easily keep rope twisting for about 5-6 weeks. And too much styling, for example, too much retwisting obviously results in your hair thinning out or your locks potentially being damaged. Also, in regards to less being more as well, in terms of like, you know, greasing your scalp, for example, you don't need to be doing it every day. I don't do it every day. Nowadays, it's kind of autumn winter season. I probably do it maybe twice, if even that now. But one thing that I've noticed with my hair is the less that I do with it, that also even comes down to washing. So lately, I've been trying to go longer in between washes nowadays. I can't even give you a specific time frame, but once upon a time I did used to wash my locks like maybe once every 2 weeks. Nowadays, I want to say, if I had to give like a rough estimate, maybe it works out to be about once a month. And for me, I have noticed that since doing that, my hair has started to flourish a bit more, roots have started to thicken up, and I just feel like my hair is just a lot more healthy. Obviously, different things work for different people. Some people swear that washing their locks every week works out best for them. If I was washing out my hair every week, I promise you my locks would probably fall out. Third point is moisturizing stroke oiling your hair works better at night. Now, obviously, I am not an expert, so I don't have like any scientific backing or anything like that. I can only talk about my personal experiences. And lately, I've just been feeling like when I use things in my hair, like specific oils. So for example, at present I use Plant Made's Inches oil, and Inches oil helps to promote hair growth, especially for those whose hair are like thinning out, or if they've got bald patches or whatever. And I also mix it in with their Roots oil. So their Roots oil was something that I was using a while ago, way before I started using Inches oil, where it just nourishes your scalp. And those that have a sensitive scalp, have dandruff issues or seborrheic dermatitis, it doesn't annoy your scalp. Like, it doesn't annoy my scalp in any shape or form. However, I've noticed that nowadays when I use those oils, I just put a little bit, and I also massage my scalp. Anytime I put it like in my scalp just before bed, I also give it like a nice, I want to say maybe a 5-minute massage with my hands, and then I put on my hair bonnet. For me, and this might just me being, I don't know, a little bit weird if you want to call it that, I feel like it works its magic overnight, because remember, you've got your hair bonnet or your headscarf on, so it's almost like you're giving yourself an indirect hot oil treatment as you're sleeping. And generally speaking, I do like to have at least 7.5 hours sleep. So I just feel like it works its magic well overnight, compared to like if I was oiling my scalp during the day. I'm not out and about at work in a hair bonnet or a head tie for it to kind of really kind of give me that quote-unquote indirect hot oil treatment. But I do feel like it just works out better for me that way at night. My final point is that my locks don't like being tied up or styled in certain ways. I don't really know how to explain this, but for example, if I was wearing my hair like in one, or like even in a high bun, which y'all have seen me do previously before, after a couple hours, if even that, my head becomes really irritated, and it's almost like it's screaming for me to let my hair down. And it's a really weird one, because for the most part, most of the times when I have my hair down, like if I'm at work all day, it makes me very hot and flustered, and sometimes it can also get in the way. So like for example, when I'm at work on my desk, there's been times where I'll be typing and I'm noticing that my locks are like resting all over my desk or resting all over my keypad. And so nowadays, the only thing that I can do is wear it down, or like wear it down but like behind me, or with a like a black hairband, just have it like loosely tied back. Those are the only things that don't irritate me. But it's like, even when I'm about to jump into the shower, I like to tie up in a hairband and then put my shower cap on, because obviously all of this wouldn't be able to get in either way. But even when I tie it up to have a shower, it just feels like a lot on my scalp. And I don't know if anybody else is tender-headed, but if you are tender-headed, please let me know if you experienced this. I do remember a while ago, I can't remember which Locs YouTuber it was, but there was one Locs YouTuber that was saying that when she ties her hair up, after like 2 hours, she starts to get a headache. See, I don't have it severe like that, but I can feel, and it's not like I'm tying it up tightly, because I never do that. Even if I tie it up lightly up, it just feels very uncomfortable, and I can tell that my scalp doesn't like that. So yeah, if you are tender-headed, let me know in the comment section below. Are there any kind of like loose styles or way that you wear your hair where your scalp isn't really upset? And I also want to mention, lately I've been getting asked a lot if I've thought about cutting my locks in order for it to not like stress some parts of my scalp. And I've cut my hair twice in the past, like into a short bob. At present, I don't intend on cutting my hair right about now, because I feel like my hair is looking quite healthy, as y'all can see, and I don't really feel like there is a need to at this specific moment in time. However, please do let me know in the comment section below, have you learned something new about what your hair likes, what your hair doesn't like this year? Let me know. Let's get to talking, let's get to gisting. Thank you so much for watching this video, and until my next one, take care, be good.